do, how it be, how it is. We are back, baby. Let's go. It's Terraform. It's Tuesday. There's all sorts of horrendous things to get to today. I made an effort to make this nice, wholesome, beautiful festival for everyone to jump into, and everyone came together and it was nice, and then things happened, and we'll get into that in a second. First and foremost, I'm Feffers. Thank you for being here. I am the dungeon master of Longshot. We have a Discord and it's great. We have fully edited episodes on the YouTube, Jake and Feffers. Head on over there for the rollout of the summer series, as well as the 3 campaigns that we have going on this season. I am going to throw it over to Critfail Jake.
Hello, Critfail Jake. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I make mostly cosplay content there, and I'm playing Anarian, the ASMR cleric. Yeah, I won't get too much into it because I think Feff has something prepared. So, Dorky, go for it.
Guys, I'm that dorky cosplayer, and if you could not guess on like all the social things, I do cosplay. Wow, big shocker. Yeah, I play Levy, and I will pass it off to Ben.
Hi, my name is Ben Brainard. You can find me on the internet. I play Thylo Match, the wizard. Taylor.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor and Tracy. You can find me everywhere. My new cool thing that I do is I write LARPs. So that's fun. I play the... Why did I want to say Tabaxi? Because that's not right. I play the Kalishtar Druid Eshna.
Hi, I'm GoodGriefGeorge. Or today, I guess I'm also Taylor and Tracy. So like, that's a thing. I can be a Tabaxi if I wanted to be, but my character chooses not to right now.
And choice is important.
Choice is important.
Get ready for our characters to fight in game and also in real life.
Speaking of choices that we've made, let's recap. A beautiful festival is underway in the city of Furinor. A massive bridge has been completed between the coast and the island city of Pardon. 2 branches of House Thorn have been locked in a multi-generational competition to see who would have the longer half as they built towards each other. The announcement will be decreed at the beginning of the festival's jousting tournament. The winning branch of the Thorn family will be allowed to elect a new lord of the bridge. This will be necessary due to the bridge's size. Multiple fortified keeps built into the expanse of the bridge, stretching over the horizon. While the city of Pardon is vastly controlled by the Church of Tempestas, the Stormfather, Furinor is under the dictates of the Church of Hraden, Ma, the goddess of rest. We opened the last episode with our dearest changeling Pod, who threw a rock through a stained glass window of the Church of Rest so that they would be arrested. All part of their plan. They then escaped and delivered a certain skull to an associate named Task, a cleric of the Church of Albiatur, the god of death. In return, Pod was given secrets, ceremonial rituals of death. Meanwhile, a young wizard by the name of Thylo Match has dipped his toes out into the world, leaving behind the safety of the arcane college in search of his missing father. In his writings, his father spoke of an interest in the ruins outside of Furinor. These ruins, however, are closely guarded by the Church of Rest, a garden reef off the coast, considered sacred and holy. Thylo, through the eyes of his hawk, witnessed a strange death ritual of an elderly man. The party came together within the festival. Eshna, the druid, and her ward, Lavina, a breakdancing monk, had made their way there with a traveling troupe named the Roa. The Roa, under the patronage of Lord Marandoa, have come to perform at the festival and wax eloquent upon their patron's name. Anarian, brother of Pod, after hearing the broken stained glass window, leveraged some favor with the Church of Rest by mending that which his brother shattered. While the party was there, an inquisitor of the church named Maya emerged with an arcane dowser searching for whoever spied upon the sacred rituals of Hraden. Maya, after briefly being suspicious of the party, ventured off into the city with this crazy arcane compass. It's a strange, almost bottle-like, diamond-shaped mechanism, which points in the direction of who she believes is her prey. Thylo and Lavina followed after her, while Pod noticed that a certain choir boy, maybe 12, 13 years old.
Ah, we have a real age now.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
Noticed that Maya suspected briefly the party, made the connection, and scurried off to go report to his betters, namely Speaker Onart, potentially Monarch Hristria. Can't have that. Pod did him a stealth and pursued after the young lad. Meanwhile, Anarian and Eshna, after finding some narcotics, found a nice little grassy hill and enjoyed the strange marbling that this strange seaweed gave them. Everything they could see looked like it was made of marble. They weren't able to see through fire or opaque things like windows because everything was just this beautiful trip. Eshna has a fun trick up her sleeves when Lavina, who is known to wander, does so. She summons 3 little spectral bears, little cubs who tumble and run around and stuff like that. And as the party split, she sent 1 cub off after Lavina and Thylo, 1 cub off to Pod, and kept 1 on her with Anarian. So it was that Eshna bore witness to 2 things. One being that Thylo and Lavina suddenly turned invisible as Thylo cast the spell to not be noticed. And Pod, who snuck up behind this young choir boy and brutally murdered him. Murdered him.
With an Eldritch spatula. I want that to be clear.
That is, yes, this is true.
Also, brutal is subjective.
Brutal is
not the way I did it.
From what Eshna saw, there was absolute butchery of blood going everywhere as Pod looked up and said, if I remember correctly, I'm quoting directly, "I had to do it. He was for my best friend." Eshna ends the trip, looks over at Anarian, who is just minding his own good business, and screams. We're picking up right
ending
there
his trip as well.
with Anarian's response.
Yeah, so Eshna is just on Anarin, just 2 hands grabbing whatever scruff or hair or whatever
God.
happens to be right there, and she's just screaming, "Who the fuck are you?"
So you've laid hands on me?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Oh. He'll expect it to be physical so soon.
I made a mistake today.
I can describe more. If I have a full action, goes fully primal and
God.
primal savagery as the
Okay.
nails that are holding on to
Yeah,
you start
okay.
to dig into you.
Anarin,
Does that do any damage, or is that just
Not
Oh, it
unless
for
she
sure
takes.
does damage.
If you're attacking, yes, it does. If not,
Yeah.
it does not.
I mean, it would only be a 14 to hit, even though I'm grabbing you, so I don't think I hit you.
I have no armor, so my AC is currently 10. So
Hell yeah, I hit you then.
All right,
And
roll your
you
damage.
take
I'm party Anarian. I'm just here to vibe at the festival. I'm not here to.
party and numb. Okay.
He's got a lamp.
You tricked me with your drugs.
Always be ready for a fight.
Yeah, as Anarian, as you drop the trip, you look over and her fingernails have turned into
You
talons,
take 10 poison damage.
and she becomes more
All right.
feral looking. Teeth
You
becoming
notice
sharper.
that, like, as the claws try to do the damage, like, it doesn't seem to be having any effect.
Okay.
Because the temp HP from the sanctuary
Oh,
counteracts it.
right. We got 12.
And he just snaps his fingers, and the gem at the center of his medallion, a small spark ignites, and like a shooting star, a single mote comes from it and smacks you right in the forehead. I will roll my 9d8s.
What do you cast?
What?
What?
No.
What?
What are you
I'm
casting?
casting after this.
What?
25,
Unleashing Hell's Fury.
30,
You jump
Wait,
scared.
you wanted to see
34,
stars?
That's true.
Oh God.
39, 43.
What are you casting?
What is your
What's this?
HP?
My HP is 41 with the temp AC included.
Wait, 39
Okay.
plus 12.
What
Plus
is it?
12. It's 41.
What is it without temp HP? Because this
No.
ignores
40,
temp
51.
HP.
51. Sorry, 51.
What is it without temp HP?
39.
39.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 51 HP.
So as
So
this
50.
hits your head, the last thing you hear is, "You need a nap!" And you fall, immediately drop to sleep.
Ah, my bears disappear, I'm
All right.
sure.
Anarian,
Just
you're standing there breathing hard.
odd.
I'm guessing.
Real quick, you say that, and you have your connection already set up, and you look around, and there are just multiple people aghast, staring at you. The form of Eshna, like, who are you? Is just leaning on you. she just
I guess
she
I
just
can't hellish
folds.
rebuke.
Just boom. And you have her, and you just look around. Two of the guards who were just chilling, like, are looking, and begin walking over.
This woman just attacked me out of nowhere. I mean, I put her to sleep, so she shouldn't be a danger to anyone as long as you don't, like, jostle her or anything. Do what you will.
Do you know who she is?
Just met her here at the festival.
Is she associated with anyone?
She had someone with her. How old is Lavina? Is that like a young girl? Like how would I describe?
Dorky's look of betrayal.
Yes, I'm a child. No, like 20s, you know.
Okay.
Between
Okay.
22 and 30.
With another young woman, red hair. She was off with another one of our acquaintances. I'm in shock.
Well, perhaps she had a.
I'd
Strange.
just like to ask,
Go ahead.
how's the
Now I'm
underside
going
of
to
that bus look,
investigate.
Eshna?
What
How's
was
the
it?
underside of that bus looking, Taylor?
I'm gonna kill both of them when I wake up now.
All right. Well,
There's a
perhaps
really
she...
great bit to this that if she hadn't freaked out, this would have gone so much smoother.
Was she showing any signs of mental illness? Perhaps there was something. She seemed to just go completely berserk out of nowhere.
Another quick question: are these drugs? Do I know if they're legal or not?
They are legal.
Okay. What is it? What's it called?
I don't know.
Seaweed.
All right. Well,
I hate,
We
Ben,
would-
that you were already in the same vein that I was.
we were
in.
trying seaweed, and then she suddenly went feral.
Ah, it is possible, and as one of them, it is possible that she might have had an adverse effect from the narcotics. We will bring her to a cell, question her later, get the true nature of what is going on. Pod.
So magical sleep. How do you wake them up? Just like, can you actually just wake them up?
You can use
with
a
an
help action to wake them up.
Okay,
If I remember
so
correctly.
let me know how this works, because Pod doesn't know the situation at all.
Oh, we'll get to you in a second.
Well, he wants to send a communication to the two people that they are connected to.
Oh, okay.
The creature
okay.
affected the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends, the sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake.
Okay, so shake and slap. So it has to be a physical.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, just continue that, and so what I say is not gonna wake
Okay.
her up.
They. Did you know her name?
Her name was Eshna.
Eshna. Okay, thank you, Eshna. All right. It's fine, everyone. Don't panic. Everything's fine. Just an adverse effect. Someone's partying a little too hard. Everything's fine. Everything. And he looks at you and goes, "Everything's fine, right? Or are you trying to press charges?"
Oh, no, just nothing like that.
Okay. Well. Okay. they both kind of look at each other like, all right, and kind of bundle her off to the local holding prison, the jail, I guess. There's one prison on this map. The rest are jails. You don't want to go to prison. There's actually two. Anyway.
I'll send through the mental link.
Okay.
Pod, where are you? Eshna just went mad and attacked me.
That's
For no reason. We were just sitting there doing drugs, and then she just attacked me. Like, what? We should probably get out of here.
That's very strange. That's very strange. I resolved a problem, and everything's fine now. Philo's gonna be okay. Everything's great. What about you? Are you okay, Eshna? Hello, Eshna. Hello. I think she cut off communication. I'm not really sure.
Is this coming through to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put her to sleep after she attacked me. I sent her on her way with the guards. They have her now.
What? No, all right. You will make.
I mean, what did you expect me to do when
Pod, you suddenly
we
lose
just met them and they attacked?
You suddenly lose connection with Anarian.
Oh. Well, you just keep it there, right there. Just make sure she's just fine.
Magical spatula vanishes.
Huh. Now I'm just talking in my head. Make sure she's doing fine. Make sure we know where she is so I can get her out later. Hello?
You have a corpse at your feet of the young choir boy. It seems a anti-magic field has suddenly been placed. What do you do? Just a reminder, you are in a thoroughly traveled area within the church.
Yeah, like the bottom of the stairwell or whatever.
Yeah, there's a massive spiral staircase going up and down. Outside this room, through a curtained doorway, is a hall that leads to the sanctuary and back further into the church. You know of the catacombs in the floors below. That's where you got the skull. Big boy spells. Yeah, it's a big boy church. And what do? This is a very revivable body of many loose ends. Not only do they have a face of yours, but it's your favorite face, the one you present to your friends. Not to mention other things that this corpse knows.
I'm still wearing
you haven't
mustachioed Philo's face with the gold. Oh no, the gold's gone now, but it's a mustachioed Philo's face.
Yes, you are. I was wondering when that was gonna come up.
Oh right. Oh yes. Oh goody. Life of crime, but for Thylo.
I don't gonna take Thylo's
That's what I
art
was gonna
and
say.
just draw a little
He's trying to protect Thylo, but then murders a child with his face on, plus a mustache. It was like,
Oh my goodness, so I don't even see him as Pod. I see a mustached Thylo kill a
Yeah.
child, and then I see a non-mustached Thylo.
It's
I mean,
safe,
last
but
time
it
I
is safe
read
to say
I'm wearing
though.
my clothes, so you can insinuate that.
Yeah,
it's
you
still
can
but-
Like Thylo.
insinuate that it's Pod, but it looks like
Oh
Thylo.
man! All
well,
right,
we
so
saw him
It's
put
just
that
an
face
extra
on,
level
so.
of fucked up.
so Pylo takes the scruff of the neck of this bloodied up mess and just he just tries to whistle as they casually try and get like away from the stairwell and just like trying to drag the body away somewhere else towards the curtains to maybe like wrap them in the curtains or something and then make their escape if they can.
The curtains are not that big. It's kind of a thin veil, but just to keep visual. It's more ornate. It's not very big. You can't really hide a body in the curtains of it.
But if they're not big, can I rip them down and then just kind of like lay it?
Yeah, you can. Okay, like a child hiding the fact that they haven't eaten all of their vegetables. He takes his napkin and he drapes it on top of the body.
I
It
don't know what
begins
else to do.
soaking in the red blood. You hear footsteps above you. Lavina.
I gotta ask, but since that anti-magic field went up, would Pod's face return to Pod's face?
No. He does not
okay.
revert to the all-white changeling that is the true
No.
base features.
Oh, okay.
Because that is a racial ability, not a magical cast spell. That said, this particular anti-magic field dominates against spell casting specifically. So if you have any fun things, like a paladin could do a smite, a druid could do a wild shape, but casting spells specifically are currently off the table for you. You hear people moving around upstairs.
Apparently, it also cuts off certain like subclass special features, like the psychic connection that I have.
Oh,
It's,
okay, you're right. So you would still have your connection. I'm sorry,
Oh,
I misspoke.
Okay.
It wasn't a cast spell. It was
I just roll. Yeah, it wasn't a spell. It was a psychic connection. But
okay. So you
but
still have your
okay.
connection.
Sure. Then you hear all of that before like the abrupt like hearing the people coming and all that, and so Pod like then focuses on dragging the body away.
Okay, where do you go?
Or not hearing things, seeing the anti-magic field and like gets worried about it and focuses on hyper focuses on that. They're still like at the body, like every once in a while they'll still try to cast or they'll still try to like summon their blades in various kitchen cutlery form.
No
Doesn't
dice.
work. And so how far? I didn't really move that far, right?
From where? No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna continue to like swaddle the body.
Okay.
But like try to keep the head open. I'll swap back over to the turtle's face.
Okay.
So turtle with a mustache, and send another message. Unless Anarian, did you want to send a message in response to what you had heard?
The one you'd sent about keeping Eshna, finding out where she is so you can get her later, or
Yes.
Fine. Fine. I'll find out where they're keeping her.
Fair enough. And then a couple minutes later, you hear, that might have got a little over my head.
What did you do?
A lot of things. Big business, job stuff. I promise I took the patch of the church off before I did all this, and then the casual just rip. Which you don't hear, but like, totally did that.
You hear rip in the head.
Yeah, I was thinking
Take
that.
this off now.
I took it off.
How do you hear sound effects?
Yeah, he doesn't, but it's funny.
I'm just thinking them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid to ask, Pod, what did you do?
I thought I was gonna get
Hold on, there's a snitch, and so I took care of the snitch.
Where are you?
You're right, right. So you left. You watched me leave the room. Just go out that door. I'm not very far.
You're still in the church?
Baby.
Footsteps you hear someone descending the staircase.
Listen, they owe the church a favor. If we could just use that favor, that'd be great.
Oh God. Make a history check, Anarian. See if the.
I mean, they do owe a favor for us amending the
Yeah,
thing.
you killed a choir boy.
I know.
13.
13. You would maybe be able to leverage a free resurrection of a party member or something of that nature, or something of that weight and value. But the issue is that he straight up brutally murdered a child. That's not something you are aware that's not, well, you don't know exactly what he did, but probably not gonna be able to just leverage your way through that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, Pod, I don't think fixing a window and you doing what you did are quite the same thing on the same level of it's all right. We'll just
look. I made a costume. Just make sure they don't kill me right away, and I can probably get out wherever they send me.
That said, Pod, you need to move now or be discovered.
Nope, not moving.
You're gonna.
I'm gonna decept the crap out of this.
Okay.
He's a torch.
And down the
Batman with this
stairs walks Speaker Onart.
This is gonna be good. All right.
Who
Remind
is
us-
what's that?
Who is that again?
Speaker Onart was the one who was like, "Oh, kill him in the streets!" And the monarch Christia had to like calm him down. Normally, Speaker Onart is in charge of this church, but with the monarch being here, he is not. With the monarch visiting for the festival, he is not. Speaker Onart looks down the stairs. Comes down the stairs. His face is in a book, and he looks up, and he goes, "Interesting," and he closes the book with a loud clap. We're gonna cut over to Lavina and Thylo. Lavina has just discovered that she is invisible and cannot be seen by the cub. Thylo, and Lavina's doing a bit of a happy dance, realizing that she's off the leash, as it were.
And I think we made it around the corner to talk to Maya.
Thylo sent the ghost of his father. And Maya is maybe on the other side of a building. You guys are still in the main thoroughfare, the main road. Maya and the ghost are in an alleyway, and she is confused by the ghost, trying to figure out what's going on. Hasn't really come to any solid conclusions. Thought maybe it was a haunting, tried to expel it, didn't work. Remove curse, didn't work. She's now trying various things like protection from evil, stuff like that. And it's just she's coming up short, and she's getting really confused. What do the two of you do?
Levy, realizing how out of it Thylo is going to try and do a quick jump on his back.
Okay.
To just get a piggyback ride.
You clamber up onto his back. Thylo, do you notice?
I'm gonna roll for this.
Okay.
I do not notice.
All right.
Okay.
Thylo, you have one eye going this way, seeing through your hawk, one eye going this way, seeing through your ghost. You're still kind of able to see out of your own body. It's just a very confusing mass of 3 POVs, which I'm sure you'll become more affluent with over time, but for now, it's just...
So I sent the hawk away after Maya
Okay.
tracked the hawk to me. So it's just my one eye, and then my other eye is now at the ghost. But I just start mumbling to myself. It's like, okay, so it's very clear that this woman is not actually that intelligent, because she's trying to treat this ghost like it's an actual ghost, and it's very clearly this is not a real ghost. If this were a haunting, it'd be much worse than this, but it's not. She's trying to, but so she's not looking for my dad. Then she's looking for me, and the compass must be pointing towards me. So if she's not looking for me, she's looking for me. Why would anybody want to look for me? Nobody's ever looked for me. Nobody's ever looked for me before. Nobody's ever looked for me before.
Should we take that compass then? Is that, and she's like just kind of like leaning sideways to like speak in his ear. Like, is that the next move? Do we take the compass?
I hear take the compass. Go take the compass. No, we leave.
All right.
And I start walking.
Start walking then.
Fast-paced away.
You start
and I
quickly
have my
hustling.
ghost kind of leave the alleyway and walk the opposite direction of us.
Now, and she starts following after, like finger in the air. Hang on. Dispel magic doesn't work. Oh wait, dispel magic might work.
You'd have to do it to the spell book.
And is the spell book with the ghost, or is the spell book with you?
In my pocket, in my hand.
All right.
Because it's the brain of the spell book.
Okay. I like it.
Did we see where she's keeping the compass?
In her hand.
In her hand.
Again, it's like the
away?
shape of a football if it was standing up.
Oh, it's like a
and
big
it's this
compass.
like I say compass. It's more like a dowsing magic item of some kind.
Okay, never mind then. She'll stay with Philo.
All right, Philo.
Yeah, as we're walking away, I let it kind of get to a good distance away, and then I cast non-detection.
Okay. Does that
over myself?
Is that concentration?
It is not concentration.
Okay.
But invisibility would go away either way because I'm casting another spell.
Oh, right. I'm thinking of something else. All right. You drop invisibility.
Yes, and I cast non-detection.
Okay. Now you leave no footprints, and trying to remember what else.
I'm hidden from divination magic.
Oh. Boom. Compass no longer able to track you.
Yep. And I can't be perceived through magical scrying or sensors.
Nice. Perfect.
So now we're visible, and I am just fast walking away while my ghost, as soon as he gets 300 feet away from me, he disappears, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm just continuing to mumble, which is like, I don't even know, like they're clearly looking for me because I saw the thing out in the ocean. I imagine it was just some strange death ritual. This old man was poked in the hand and then dropped in the water. It's just over this one spot that my dad always thought about. There's ruins out in the middle of the reef, and there's just something out there. There's something about the stars. He wrote it down all the time. There's stars in the ruins in the middle of the reef, and I need to find out about them.
Whoa. And she's gonna like gently tug on his ears, either through the cloak or something, just tugging in that area.
Okay.
Hey, Philo.
I shake my head and I go, what? And then I stop and I turn around and I realize that you're there with me, and I kind of freeze and start blushing again.
And she's still on your back too. So as you initially turn around, she's still like attached. Hey, hello. Knock on his head. So you saw something you weren't supposed to, and now someone's after you for it. Did I basically catch it? Thyla?
How long have you been here?
The whole time. What do you mean?
The whole time?
Hello.
Oh my god.
She's gonna take like a deep breath and like get down back on her own feet, stand in front of him, put her hands on his shoulder. Philo, did you do something wrong that now somebody's after you for? Yes or no?
I mean, if you're asking me, I don't think learning something wrong.
So yes. You learned something you weren't supposed to.
There's no such thing as learning something you're not supposed to. I may have learned something that somebody else didn't want me to.
Thank you. So, what are we gonna do about that now? Are we just gonna run? Are we gonna hide from the? Yeah, that's it. That's.
And
all?
at this point, I'm like looking over at you, past you.
Hey. She's like, hey, like, hello. I need to know you're here with me right now because you tend to do things and your brain goes elsewhere. So, you mentioned something about ruins and stars. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, come with me. And I grab her arm and just start speed walking towards the church.
Okay.
Towards
the church.
Yeah,
the
that's
Church
where
of
the
Rest?
teleportation is.
Teleportation would be at a different church. That would be the Church of Death. You quickly skirt along and find yourself at a morgue that has a small chapel. They don't hold a lot of ceremonies in this town. Normally, the Church of Death does what it usually does, which is manage the teleportation circles as well as death rites and the like. You step in and you see this gentleman who is hunched over this really comically large book, and he's writing away. There's a cat chilling on top of his head, and he has this plague mask made of bone. And he looks up and goes, "Yes, how can I help you?"
We need to teleport to Cairn.
He goes, "Oh, yes, of course. Karen?"
Karen?
And he kind of folds his gloved hands together and goes, "Unfortunately, all of the teleportation circles in Cairn are locked down at the moment.
We'll unlock them.
It's not within my control. Something going on in Cairn, I think."
What's going on in Cairn?
Not sure.
Is there someone here?
He clearly has. You get that he just isn't sharing what he knows exactly.
Oh, sir, it's really important that we be able to get there. Can you enlighten us on what's going on?
Roll persuasion.
I rolled a 19.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, you will laugh.
I don't know what my 19 plus 5, so 24.
24. Okay. He kind of looks around a little bit. He seems out of place, as if this isn't his usual station, and kind of hops down from his chair and kind of limps over and goes, "From what I've heard, there are riots in the streets."
Riots.
Yes.
And she's gonna look at Thyla like, does this sound like something there would be, or?
Everything was hunky-dory when you left Cairn. Everything has gone to shit since.
Where did you hear about the riots?
Through the grapevine, if you will.
I don't see a grapevine around here, man.
This is true, yes. It is a figure of speech. Something I am not quite good at and don't normally partake in. I usually keep to myself. This is, if there's anything else I can help you with.
Are you sure there's absolutely no way that we can use that teleportation circle? It's really important that we get there.
I can teleport you to other places, but not to Cairn. On their end, within Cairn, they've turned it off, as it were. Closed the gates.
At this point, Thylo has left the conversation. He's just pacing back and forth by the door, like running his hands through his hair, like, I can't get home. There's riots in the streets of my home. Everyone's looking for me. I don't know what's going on. He's just like pacing back and forth.
She's just gonna go over and like touch his arm, like, and make like a breathe motion, like calm down, and go back to the guy. What's the closest teleportation that you can get us to Cairn.
Cairn.
Okay, to the place
So,
with the K.
pulling up the map.
Yeah, where the hell is a Hadouken?
Cairn number 8 is the biggest city in the lands of House Thorn, but not the capital. The closest you can probably get that has a teleportation circle would be the capital, number 22.
And where are we?
You are at number 2, down in the northwest.
Okay, let us talk and figure this out, and we will be back. You have been splendid company.
Thank you.
Go back over to Thylo, take his arm, lead him out.
Okay.
Just like payback almost, like no. Okay.
By the way, while we walked to the Church of Death, however long that was, I would like to have just told her about my dad's theories.
Okay.
Which,
Convoluted theories that are based in a lot of these ancient ruins that you can find all over the continent. His theory was that they were all connected somehow. Something to do with the constellations, but he wasn't sure in what means, and he got laughed out of his various circles because he stuck to his guns on the matter, and eventually was kind of made a pariah because all the ruins are so drastically different. There's no evidence to support these theories, kind of a thing.
So it's very obvious that a lot of the more technical jargon goes way over Levy's head, like way over Levy's head. But she does pick up at least the main idea, and with the conversation of the stars and constellations, she always seems to be like, but what about that? Like, why did he think the constellations were involved? Like, that was where she would always hone in.
You're not
like
100%
stars.
sure, Thylo.
So you think that if we can get back to this place that you want to teleport to, we can figure out if this theory was correct?
Maybe. His books are still there. Everything he's ever learned and everything he's ever thought about these stars and all these ruins are written down in books and notebooks and everything is back in my house. But apparently there's riots there, so he even knows if my house is still there.
Well, the best way to find out is by going, right? So, first things first, we need to find Eshna. And I guess you had the other two were your friends, right?
Yeah. Pod.
Pod and Anarian. Okay.
That's his brother.
Yes. So let's find Eshna. Let's find the brothers, and who knows? Maybe through their like church good deeds, they can get us a faster transport. We never know.
Maybe Pod can talk to the guy at the Church of Death and talk him into opening the gates to the teleportation in Cairn.
I feel like Anarian might be the best one for the speaking roles, but yes, either way.
All right, the two of you quickly scurry your way back to the last known place where the party was, which is the Church of Hraden, and you begin moving that way. Who would like to go next, Pod or Eshna?
Ashton needs to go.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
I really want to know.
Sleeping.
You've been following along, and you see them take her into this.
So at this point, he has now put 2 and 2 together as to why she freaked out.
Okay.
Because the bears, and now that he knows that Pod did what he did, he's like, okay. This is Pod's fault.
All right. You watch as they enter the jail and go to a back area. Or Eshna, you're brought to a back area, not the jail proper. This, you could say, is a place for people who are maybe not mentally stable. And if there's suddenly problems where it's a really complicated situation, they're not just going to throw them in jail with everyone else where they might be a danger to themselves and others. This is a bit more of a safer place for them. But for the person who is being taken there, it's a little, it's viewed as, oh, this is helping, this is good. Whereas it's just a very secure prison or a very secure jail cell. And you wake up, Eshna, and your hands are bound in this nature. Your hands are bound in this nature. You wake up from a gentle shaking of a turtle. And, are you all right, miss? You're in a celled room, with this magical, light above you. And the turtle's kind of staring at you. He's got a book tucked away under his arm.
Hello. You will let me out of this cell immediately.
I'm afraid I can't do that right now. From what I understand, you caused a bit of a ruckus.
Well, you are not keeping the best tabs on the people at this carnival. So, if you would like me to continue doing your job, you will let me out of this cell right now.
Takes out his book, Delusions of Grandeur, and he closes the cell.
Is there magic around me, or is that an anti-magic thing?
There is no anti-magic going on here.
Can I transform into a mouse?
Yep.
Cool. Mouse.
You wild shape into a little mouse. You easily start scurrying away. Anarian, what's your passive perception?
Oh no.
16.
16. All right. Yeah, you don't notice the mouse underfoot as you step into the jail as Eshna quickly makes her way back out into the streets. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm here to pick up someone who was just dropped off here.
Ah, blonde hair, kind of
That's the
uppity.
one.
All right, yeah, she's back here.
Very same.
And you follow him back, and then you hear shit. And you look over the turtle's shoulder, and you see an empty jail cell. And he's like, hang on. He takes a broom and starts like checking the corners to see if you're invisible.
I'm just gonna quickly cast See Invisibility.
Okay, you don't see anyone.
Like, she's not there. And I'm just gonna turn and leave. And just like as he gets to the door, consider tightening security. And just
all right.
As soon as I'm out of this prison, I go back to my normal form and just start walking back kind of towards the park, checking down every alley for Levy.
It's safe to say that Philo, Levy, and Eshna run into each other on one of the streets.
Eshna!
I just grab her and just hug.
Hey, it's okay. It was just a magic trick.
The one time I try to relax, I try to let loose, I trust you to go.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. You know I can't do that stuff.
I look at Thylo and I'm
He's
like,
hitting Thylo like, speak up, buddy. Speak up. Tell
Thylo,
her.
whose eye is like over here.
Tell her.
Have you seen Potter and Arian?
Oh. Okay. Murdered a child with a spatula, and
Okay, where are they?
Arian knocked me out and put me in jail.
Good, you've seen them. Where are they?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. Levy, we're leaving, and I grab Levy and I start yanking her down.
You grab her arm and turn and right into Anarian.
Oh, there you are.
Quickly slap. I just like stand in front of Levy.
Are you feeling a little bit more civil after your sleep?
Am I feeling a little Get more civil. Your sibling murdered a child.
And I will deal with
And
that
you're asking
later.
if I'm civil.
Well, you know, the
I'm
first thing you do is grab and attack someone. Maybe if you had been like, oh, this happened, we could have maybe worked something out. But no, you were just like...
And your first instinct is to throw her in jail?
Well, I didn't know
Anarian.
that she was not just
Thank you for coming back, Philo.
sick in the head and attacking at random.
Me attack a friend. Me attack a friend.
From my point of view, that is what you did. We were enjoying the seaweed, and then you attacked me.
Seaweed? You told me never to have seaweed. Why do you get to have seaweed?
We will talk about this later. Right now, we are focusing on the murder that has happened.
There's something way more important going on. Anarian, I need you to come to the Church of Death with me so they can get me to go open the teleporter to Cairn.
They closed the teleporter? What's going on?
There's a
Said
riot.
there were riots.
We have to go.
And Eshna,
Thank you.
his father had many theories on constellations and stars and a lot of scientific, technical talk that I don't quite understand, but we're gonna go investigate ruins, and there are stars, and we should all go together.
Philo's already started walking back towards the church.
I'm going to send a message to Pod.
Okay.
They've closed the teleporter to Khan. We're going to the church to figure it out. If you can slip out of whatever you're dealing with, meet us there. If not, I'll come get you.
Am I hearing this as well?
No, it'd be a
Just you, okay.
All right, let's jump over to Pod as the rest of the party makes their way to the Church of Death. You can feel the heat, right, George? You can feel it.
Just to get this over with.
He doesn't say anything. He closes the book and is just a lot of really intense eye contact and a very blank face.
Hey, stranger. I found this here body lying on the ground here. Just wanted to, I was just investigating it is all.
Looks at all the blood on your person and goes, "You can do better than that." And he kind of stands across from you, the body in between the two of you.
Yeah. You're right, and then he'll Pod will then like morph into what race is this person?
Speaker Onart?
Yes,
He's a human.
Okay, so then Pod then transforms into this like beautiful, voluptuous human woman before his eyes. Just is this better, darling? You said, could I do better?
You're doing worse. I would like you to explain yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you do not give me a reason, I will smite you.
I mean, I have a good reason, and he'll Pod will then she will take the other curtain or the two curtains and try to throw it in his face and run.
Okay. Make an so you easily tear the curtain off. Make a dex check as you try to throw the improvised we're gonna call it a net.
Sure. Yeah. 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
You watch as the curtain drapes over him, and you watch from his sleeve as this small, mean-looking hammer just a little hand hammer, about that big, falls into his hand, and he.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Oh
I'm
no.
gone.
Okay, make
He
a.
did say
Like,
he had already
toss,
started running.
Run.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. the
it's
the
like a
last
kid.
thing you see is the.
Yeah. Psychic. There you go. Yes. So a woman with stash. Yes. Thank you. Beautiful, majestic stash. Anyway.
Excellent.
And the luxurious hair. So and as she is running, Pod is just screaming into the heads of both of them, just like
Oh, we can't hear it.
Huh?
We didn't hear it. It cut off.
I could really use some help right now.
Okay.
He just like grabs his
both,
head
to
at the
both.
like.
All
Bloody
right,
hell.
Pod, you dart out into the hallway. Are you going back towards the sanctuary that you're familiar with, or are you going down the hallway back into the depths of the church?
The place I'm familiar with.
Okay,
And yeah, this is the first time I've used the psychic connection on you, so like, give me an idea what's happening.
You burst into the cathedral, and you see 3 different clerics look up, and you hear, "Seize it, her, them, grab them!" And you watch as one steps in front of the exit, spirit guardians, as the other 2 pull out hammers.
Oh,
Roll initiative, Pod.
Oh god, you're awake! How was your sleep?
You guys both got
initiative.
headaches at the same time.
14.
14.
I'm just starting to yell like random things into your head, like duck, stab, duck, like just to mess you up.
Wave, jump, behind you,
Wait,
behind you.
Sit down.
Twist it. Pop
Spin
it.
in a circle. To your
Stop,
left.
drop, and roll.
You said
Behind
14,
you.
Pod?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no. Pod. I don't know what it is, but I sense this isn't going well for you. I just sense
We'll
it.
You know
find
what
out.
it is? It's the foreshadowing effect going, well, your favor would possibly cover a resurrection of a party member.
All right, you are a
I
lucky,
didn't really
lucky
want to catch
man.
that in quite so soon. Here we
Wow.
are.
Whoa.
Right now, I'm a lucky woman. Okay.
Thank you. George, you're a lucky Mavady. One cleric is up, and he holds his action. Pod, you're up.
How many are there?
There are 3 clerics, and you've got Speaker Onart behind you a good ways.
I would
Lars.
like to take the what's the action to not get hit?
You're no.
Dodge.
Yes. Also, you are no longer in the area of magical suppression.
Oh, good. Okay. So, screw that then. Yeah, we're gonna run up to one of them, and
Okay.
and because like this whole time, like as Pod's been doing this, she's been trying to summon anything, and a cheese grater appears in her hand, and she then and it's just like a really surprise shock, and she just tries to clock one of these clerics. in the
You
face.
leap over one of the pews, arm whipping long, and you bring the cheese grater down.
11 plus 6, 17.
Hits.
Cool. So D6. So that is going to be 3, 4, 5, and then I get sneak attack damage on top of that, right?
Yeah. Think so.
Okay. So a total of 15 psychic damage.
Chat says, drown him in sacramental wine. How much? 16?
15 psychic damage as this cheese grater just.
You watch as the cheese
It's
grater
fantastic.
passes through the guy, and you watch his eyes bleed, just start spewing blood, and he goes down.
Ew.
And I'm sorry, you said 3 of them?
Now 2.
4 of them? 2 of them? Okay. Yeah.
3 on 1. That's polite.
All right.
Declare.
Is it any bonus action?
Oh, I guess I could attack again with a bonus action.
Okay. The other cleric is close at hand.
Okay. 21 to hit.
Nice.
21 hits. Well done.
But that's less damage.
Oh wait, sorry. You approach this one. This is the one that's holding its action.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna try to he's gonna try to grapple you. Make a contested athletics check. Ooh, I did pretty good.
Would Pod be close enough to be grappled, considering
He ran in to swing.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were throwing.
The second one I might. Well, I'm already in melee combat. So you said athletics?
Contested athletics.
I'm real good at that. I'm real good at that one. That's 11 on the die, so 10.
Okay, 16. You are restrained.
Oh, good.
You
All
go
right.
in for the second swing, feeling good about your chances, and the dude quickly steps, wraps around the arm, puts a foot behind your 2 legs, and brings you right to the ground.
Oh no.
And you go backwards. All right. Cleric with the Spirit Guardian stays by the door. Speaker Onart walks in, barking a harsh laughter, steps across, like throws one of the pews out of the way, and goes, "This should have happened this morning," and brings the hammer down on your head.
Wait, they never. Hang on.
Okay, my bad.
I haven't revealed Thylo's face yet.
Okay.
Or my regular face yet.
Okay. Ruffian! Changeling! With a 17
real quick,
to hit. Okay.
before we move on, grappling doesn't. I don't think that stops him from being able to finish his attack.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. George.
Oh, does it? Oh. Okay. Then can I use the 21 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
It's
that
just
would
their
be.
speed becomes 0, and they can't benefit from any bonus to speed.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
thank
you
you.
have to
Thank you,
pin me by using another one. Yeah, I remember that.
Jake, you
Thank
get a point of inspiration.
Nice.
Then it's an additional 7 psychic damage.
7 psychic damage on the one who's holding you.
Sure.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Does 17 hit?
Of course it does.
Okay. The hammer itself dealing 5 damage. But the smite that follows up
Cool.
does
Cool.
14 damage.
Cool.
Radiant.
That's good. All right.
All right, back to the cleric who's holding you. You watch as he pulls out this kind of. He had a short hammer in his hand, and he tries to jab it into your ribs real hard with 17. I'm on 17s today. 17 to hit, which I believe hits, which does a grand total of 2 damage.
Great.
All right, your turn.
I'm grappled, so my speed is at 0.
Yep, you can attempt to break the grapple.
No, absolutely not.
With it
I
costs
mean,
an action.
I guess acrobatics might be able to do that. No.
Do you have something that says that you can use acrobatics for this? Like, for example, I
grapple if
believe
he's
Lavina
dead.
would be able to do something like that.
Yeah, you can't grapple if he's dead. Yeah,
that was
that's
a
the
good
point.
point.
There's already some blood coming out of them. Yes.
Yep.
That's a very specific, important note to be had as Pod sees the blood and is now in blood incensed. So that is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
3, 6, 12, 13 psychic damage.
13 psychic damage. That cleric's bleeding excessively from the eyes as well, and crumples.
Like unconscious down?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Pod, as Pod is now hitting them with a Eldritch Ladle, I guess, as they summon that, and just pummeling this dude, this cleric with the Eldritch Ladle. As the cleric goes down, Pod shapeshifts back into the ASMR form that they're mostly accustomed to, and there's just like this look of that same look that they had when they were doing the other blood thing with the child. But instead of like continuing the attack, it's almost like as the cleric fell, they like caught it like in their arms, and they're like trying to look deep into this creature's eyes.
Make a perception
as
check.
the creature is going unconscious. Perception.
Yeah.
That is a 19 on the die. So 26.
26. All right. With a 26, you see the brief fear and then confusion, and then you see a hint of awe, and then the blood overtakes what you're able to see, and they die.
Yes. Pod is so focused on this that like if you were to attack him, it would be an advantage.
Okay.
They're paying no attention.
I was gonna say if you are within attack of opportunity range of Onart, and I do believe it is still your turn.
That was the one attack. Yeah, there's I'm just gonna say the bonus action was doing that, the transforming and all that stuff. So, the shape shifting and whatnot.
Okay.
But the pod doesn't really appear to be like in fight mode anymore. Like they're obsessed with this dead body.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, that leaves the cleric at the door, which is gonna stay by the door, and then Onart. I was tempted to give you a chance, boy, but now I know who you are.
Yes.
And he raises the hammer and he brings it down on the back of your head, or attempts to.
Sure.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. So at advantage, like you had said, that's a 2 and an 8.
Whoa.
He slips on some blood and whiffs completely, shattering one of his pews. And he goes, "No!" Like, "Oh, my pews."
My pews.
Pod, you're up. You feel the whistle of this ornate hammer swing by your head.
We'll say, and also while like with the blood slipping and all that, like, Pod was like in that moment of like of gazing into this creature's eyes, but then like as the hammer went, he slipped a little bit, and then Pod like very quickly kind of like scurried around him, like to the side of him, and is still like he gets prone like on their knees and is grabbing this person by their robes, and then with the crazy look in their eyes, and just do it again.
I want to feel what they feel. I want to see what they see.
Okay. Onart goes, and he kicks you. He Spartan kicks you to the ground, or attempts to.
Oh, I'm saying this psychically to you two as well.
Oh god.
You can
All
hear
right.
this crazy nonsense coming.
Anarian, you're aware that he's having one of his gleeful episodes.
Is that what you guys call it? Oh,
I don't know what we're gonna call it. And
not a gleeful episode.
one of those moments. It was a lot of dead frogs and the like as a kid. So he like kicks you back a little bit with his foot, and then just tries to baseball bat you 2 hands with the hammer. Yeah, that's gonna hit with a 19. You take 19 points of damage. Are you still up?
Yep.
You're still up. All right. Your turn.
Where did you hit Pod?
Across the head.
Sure. All right.
Baseball
So
bat style.
the baseball bat style across the head and the blood, and just licks it with his hand, and then curls it into like an actual kitchen knife comes out now. This is how you do it, and then just goes in for the attack.
Goes in for the stabby stab.
Mm-hmm. Which it was totally a fail. That was a 12.
Okay. Nope. Doesn't hit.
And then, so yeah, just crazy, wild, total miss, but then comes in for a second stab.
Okay.
With a nat 1.
This is how you do it.
Exactly.
Slips in the blood, falls on the knife.
I'm thinking. Okay. With a dirty 20 to hit. Speaker own art. With a look of relish. Cracks you again. 10, 15, 16, plus 7, 23? 23.
To hit or damage?
Damage.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
You're down? Alright. He pulled his punch. He denies you even that.
How dare you?
And you're at...
Pod nose. Pod nose.
God knows, because you're unconscious. And the last thing you vaguely hear is, take him below. And we're gonna go to break.
A question.
Who's he
Okay.
talking to?
In unconsciousness, what form do the changelings take?
So he reverts to an
Is
all
it-
like
this is
highlight
the-
white form.
Okay.
His eyes are pure white, his hair is shock white, his nails, everything is this kind of weird white color. Like eggshell, like very, very, very white. Yeah, we're gonna go to break there. We'll be right back, chat.
You have a 10-foot reach.
Yes.
Right.
The fight that could have been.
You threw your string cheese, now it's mine.
Oh God. No, you started. You know. George, come back! Come back, George!
Come back to heavy favorite.
Wanna
Well, I switched the music
blame
up.
it all on me?
Oh
Oh my
man!
goodness.
All right.
You're supposed to pull it in strings. Please don't
Sometimes there's no time. One of my songs has gone missing. Heck.
There's always time to string cheese.
You guys got a little peek at what happens during the break now. Shenanigans.
So, the party is making their way towards the Church of Death or the Church of Rest.
Well,
We're looking for a
We're-
pod, so it would have been probably a Narian leading wherever he thought.
Okay, so
I started walking back towards the Church of Death.
right, we were all going
That's where
towards
the
death,
teleporter was.
and
We
then
would've-
we got the
Pod-
message from
Pod
Pod.
said weird things in our heads.
okay, so the
And
party
we know that he's over there.
needs to decide where they're going as Thylo wanders.
Philo, I think Anarian knows where Pod is. Come back.
I'm going to the Church of Death. Thylo is not in his own mind right now.
Go in to grab.
All right, you grab
Philo.
them.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
What is your sibling up to now? Any explanation you want to give to the voice that's going on inside my head?
Which has since cut off.
How much
Thank
time passed between
God.
him being like, "I could use some help," and creepy, bloodlusty, like,
About,
finish me off. I need to know
24
it.
seconds.
yeah, not even about 12. Combat happens fast.
Well, Anarian,
Why have we
No
stopped
sibling?
walking? The church is right over there. We can just go right in.
We have
I
to
got
find
him.
Todd. Who's got him?
Bloody church.
What do you mean we have to find Todd?
I start
All we have to
walking
do is go back
towards.
to the cafe of the Church of the Wizards, and he'll be in there cooking.
Your
Is
object
that how you
permanency
think
is very
people
strange.
work?
Not this time.
Okay, so
Did he
Anarian's
get
trying to
fired?
head back to the Church of Rest.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Levy will just link arms with Philo and just like grumbling be like, and people say, I wonder, as she's like following after them.
Seeing her link arms with Philo again, Ashna is going to link arms with Levy because she's not letting that disappearing act happen in
And a
twice.
slightly more stressed out lions and tigers and bears, oh my, assortment as the party.
I don't
moves.
even realize she's linked arms with me because she's got my left arm until it's fully straightened out. Then I feel the yank on the shoulder, and I go, "What?"
We're going this
Well-
way now.
We'll go back to the Church of Death after we get Pod.
Okay. The party finds the church temporarily with closed doors. One individual, a cleric, sitting at the front and kind of turning people away, assuring people that it'll be open again soon. There was a bit of a mishap. What do you guys do?
I'm just gonna cross my arms and look at Anarian.
Levy, with her foot, will nudge Anarian, like, on the back of his knee to, like, try and make him, like, get his attention. And be like, okay, this is you, Mr. Church Guy. Go get us in.
If I can, I'm gonna go into Levy's head real quick, and she's gonna hear, do we need the murder siblings, or do we just need the red orange elf?
I think in order to go where Philo wants to go, we need the murder siblings. At least, I mean, who hasn't killed once or twice in their life? I mean, maybe there's a good reason.
Okay, but I just want it noted that you have agreed that they are murder siblings and not candidates.
One is a murder sibling. We cannot blame
The
another
other one
for
put
the
me
actions.
in jail.
You
Levy.
attacked him.
The argument's just gonna keep going.
Sure.
Which isn't murder. Jail isn't murder. I could have.
Sounds like they're very capable individuals. Anarian!
All right.
Oh, Philo.
Yeah, it's super not normal for a church to have closed doors.
No, this happens. It's just weird that
Okay.
it's happening during the festival.
Okay, well then I would like to do some investigating perception or investigation, see if I can like kind of just figure out what, because I have lost. Now I'm onto a new mystery.
Sure.
Something is
Pick one
afoot.
and you get different information on what you pick, depending on how you roll, of
Okay.
course.
Investigation. That would be a 25.
25? Okay. Anarian, real quick. Anarian, what are you up to while Philo starts kind of looking about, kind of asking around a little bit, kind of trying to peer into some windows?
Guess I'll go up to whoever's at the door.
Okay. A halfling in regalia, in cleric regalia, kind of looks up and goes, "Hello, good sir," and kind of
Hello.
immediately dives into his spiel that he's got on repeat now, of just like, everything is unfortunately closed for the time, but it'll open up soon, I'm sure.
Oh, what? Did something happen? What?
Yes, there was a bit of a tussle.
So in the Church of Rest? What?
I know. The disrespect. The audacity.
Surely the one responsible has been taken to jail already, or?
I'm afraid I'm not at leave to give any of the closer details of the situation. It's being handled, though.
Oh, come now, from one member of the church to another. Can I roll persuasion?
Yeah.
19.
19. He goes, "Oh, my apologies, good sir." Kind of looks around. Some fellow managed to... What we understand, what I've heard so far is that a changeling broke in, stole one of our sacred relics, a skull belonging to a long dead monarch. Returned, broke a window, and then returned again and killed one of the children. And then on his way out, proceeded to slay many of our clerics before Speaker Onart laid him low. But don't worry, everyone's been revived and everyone's been taken care of.
And the culprit?
The culprit is being asked a few questions. We are very keen on getting our skull back. Everything legal, of course.
Of course, naturally, of course.
Of course. He's just resting. Philo, you gazing through some windows and kind of looking around, see that the church is on high alert. You can see the steeple above. There is 2 inquisitors kind of looking around down from up in the tower, kind of just keeping an eye on things. And a couple of guards. You've got the cleric in the front, the halfling who's he's kind of the face to the festival and kind of being nice, but you can see through the windows that there's 2 very large guards on the other side of the double doors that the halfling is standing in front of. And you can see the mess and the blood inside the cathedral through the windows.
Does the halfling have any keys on him?
Mm-hmm.
Or anything that looks... Okay.
Okay, as soon as I see the 2 inquisitors up in the tower, I'm just gonna try to stick really close to the walls so that they can't see me from where they're standing.
Okay.
Not in a super suspicious way, but just kind of
Okay. Okay.
Who all is around? So we have our 4
You've got
people, but is there
in a very busy street. This is in the middle of the city of Furinor, so there's a lot of people coming and going. All sorts. You've got performers, you've got vendors, you've got people just trying to enjoy the festival. Very whimsical nature. Not a lot of, the only intensity you're getting is from the within the church. The rest of the festival and the air around is very festive.
Okay, I'm gonna point at Anarian, and cast message. And I'm gonna say, "Are you sure Pod's in here? Because it really looks somewhat like someone's been attacked."
My answer will depend on this, Jeff.
Okay.
Would I, being as involved in churches as I am, would I know that they wouldn't take him to an outside jail for this? If they wanted to interrogate him, they would take him further down in the church itself, or
you're not positive. If it's situational depending on the severity. The severity is pretty high in this case. They really want their skull back, and being that the city of Furinor is heavily run by the church instead of the nobility, it's a theocracy in this city. It's safe to say that you would come to the conclusion that they've got him down below in the catacombs.
And would I know of any alternate ways to get into the catacombs?
You wouldn't.
Okay.
But good thinking.
How many words do I get back with message? Is it a certain amount, or can I just
25, I believe.
25.
Okay.
Oh no, that's sending. Message, you can do whatever you want.
Hail hydrate.
The attack was Pod's doing, and I'm pretty sure they've got him below in the catacombs, intending to torture him for information. As the Inquisitors are wont to do.
Without sending message back, I just go, torture?
I just kind of like try to like sideways, like I'm like, not here, like that part was supposed to stay silent.
I just like look up off to the sky, and I point. Now it's back to message, and I go, "Why would Pod attack? What did they do to him to make him attack them? Why are they torturing him?"
He took something of theirs, and they want to find out where it went. Also, he may have killed someone who was after you.
Oh no. Oh, this is my fault. Oh. I'm never gonna leave my house again.
So
Is this back in the message, or is this list?
That was a message, but then I just kind of like hang my head down and start walking, like staying really close to the wall, but just like walking towards the back of the church.
You just the last bit. No. We could use your help. Come back.
So during their entire conversation, Levy obviously isn't privy to what they're saying, but she sees keys and she thinks they need in. So her brain goes to, we need the keys.
Okay.
So she is going to go up to the halfling and trying in an attempt to make him flustered. She's going to like lean forward very like seductively and gently like touch his shoulder and be like, listen, my friend he's being very modest right now and he's not wanting to throw titles around, but essentially we're wanted inside. So do you think you could help us out?
Roll
and
persuasion.
I was gonna say she's gonna lean forward as she says this, and depending on his initial like
As Levy leaves
reaction.
my arm as she walks away, I just kind of tap her with guidance.
Nice.
So what does guidance give me?
A D4.
You're back in focus.
Am I?
Oh, you were. You
No.
looked down and it briefly focused.
Just needed a little bit of guidance.
Hey.
I rolled an 18 plus 4
Nice.
plus 5.
He looks up at you and goes, just it's a lot of like really intense eye contact, like he doesn't want to be caught like checking you out or anything like that. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. It's how you're needed. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right away. Oh God. He's fumbling with the keys, getting the wrong key. Looks back at you. Yeah, there you go. Go on.
Oh, thank you.
Just a nervous
dear.
wreck.
And she'll just like gently touch his cheek as she goes by. Thank you so much.
Well-
We greatly appreciate you understanding.
Of course.
And then kind of motions to the others like, let's go. We're in.
All right.
Well done, Levy. You hear in your head.
The door opens in, and the two.
Hold on. Jake, you're on mute.
Oh,
There it is. It's an official episode.
it's an official episode.
Woo!
Was Philo still with like Lavina on her arm, or has he actually left the group?
I haven't necessarily left the group, but I am now sitting on the ground with my head in my hands.
Aw, Anari, you see this as Eshna and Levy make their way into the into the chapel, bypassing the guards.
I'm just gonna come over and like, how close is the halfling?
He's like around the corner, not within sight now. As
I want it to be like not overheard.
yeah, you can declare whisper and be
Okay.
relatively certain. Of course, it's possible that someone could be scrying on you or something
Right.
of the like, but
Right.
Not on me.
Not on you. That's true.
None of what Pod has done is your fault. He's made his own decisions. But we can help him if we go in there now. Seen you cast some spells, and that's always useful.
Pod wouldn't have had to make those decisions if it wasn't for me. If I didn't leave my stupid house, then nobody would be looking for me, and Pod wouldn't have had to kill anybody.
Everyone has to leave their house. Come on. I'm just gonna drag him along with me.
You gesture your arm and you pull him up. And the two of you make your way into the church as well. Aside from the two guards by the door, empty. You can see that the pews have been put back together. There's one pew missing. Some blood has been scrubbed off the floor. It's quiet. The two guards are silently, one of them's disinterested, but the other one's kind of watching you guys.
I'm just gonna make my way for the
back room.
The back room to the catacombs, wherever, with
Okay.
the most. We are all supposed to be here.
Sure.
I'm important.
Sure.
Don't bother us.
Taylor.
Nothing. I was waving at the guard as
Oh,
we
okay.
walked in with all we're supposed to be here.
Sure. You guys find your way into a small hallway, and you can see through a now viewable archway, the spiral staircase room going down. You begin descending.
Down we go.
Down we
Yeah.
go. All right, let's cut
Gotta
over to
act like we
Pod
know where
real
we're
quick.
going.
I'm having a great time. Don't worry, just take your time.
Pod, you come to consciousness. Well, a now rolled up sleeved Speaker Onart is holding you and goes, "Tell me more of your obsession with death."
Oh, it's you. Hello.
I think you might be in the wrong church.
Can I get a potion or something?
He lets go of you, and you fall into a tub of ice cold water, and you are held there until you drown. And your dead body is brought up. Spare the dying, and you are brought back to 1 hit point. Well,
Oh my gosh.
speak. Where is the skull?
So this happened, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Pod experiences this
Mm-hmm.
and is brought back to life magically,
Mm-hmm.
and is just now covered in ice water and kind of. Then is Pod bound in any way?
Yeah.
Okay. So unable to cast anything on
So
him.
your
on themselves?
arms are like this, but they're
Okay,
tied
okay.
around the back.
Right. Okay, so yeah, you can't use somatic components for that. Okay. Okay.
The skull.
There's a weird combination of fear.
Happy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a weird combination of fear in Pod's eyes, but also almost joyful bliss
Mm-hmm.
as they're realizing that if this keeps going, they might be able to understand the thing they just saw. In the
Yeah, as you
so
come back,
Pod-
you
Pod
don't remember
sputters.
anything from the death.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. And just the
Is he? Where's the cleric? Where's the cleric that fell unconscious?
Where's the skull?
Are they all right?
He drops you again, and you are held until you drown. You're brought back out, and you are brought back to life.
All right, we're playing hardball, huh?
We're playing
Okay.
hardball. They want their skull back.
Hang on, let me check something real quick. Nope, that's somatic. So I want to be sure it can do this. Nope, none of those work. You see Pod's eyes on the second revive, begin to like darken into this black void as Pod uses Eyes of the Grave to try and as an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover and that isn't protected from divination magic until the end of your next turn.
Okay. There is no undead.
Including myself.
Including yourself.
Yeah, that was primarily what they were looking for, is they were trying to make sure that this was not an undead situation going on.
Okay. Speak.
If you kill me, you go into war with the Church of Amiss.
Roll persuasion. His eyebrows furrow.
That's not great. That persuasion, that's a 4.
Lie. And he drops you. And you are back in the water. The mind-blowing cold, just brain freeze of pain and the suffocation as his arms hold you by the chest.
So this time while this is happening, Pod's gonna make a quick prayer to Amiss.
Okay. Like out loud?
Well, they're drowning, so like
Right.
you know, is in any way sense that they can.
Okay.
As well, I have to make the psychic connection through sight, so I can't reconnect it to Anarian. Yeah, just a simple prayer of like,
You gotta, any help would be great right about now.
Okay.
Hey, really, honestly, anything. I've been good for you for a while. I've done everything the church asked me to. I even partially left my job. Like some help, please.
And you die.
awesome.
You return to your senses. The skull. Cut purse.
Okay,
Con
all right.
man.
All right. This really, honestly, I've had enough. I don't think I have enough death saving throws for this. I think, do we? Specifically 3. Look, I don't know what happened to it. I just gave it to someone that wanted it.
Name.
They gave. Oh, I didn't get a name. Just some books.
Insight check. Lie. Dropped again. Cutting to Thylo, Lavina, Eshna, and Anarian. You step into a very dark, very dusty catacomb. Ornate statues. You can see the kind of coffins that have their own little cubbies in the wall and stuff like that with various names of honor. Very tidy, albeit dusty. And this old lady looks up and goes, "Can I help you?" The room goes back a ways, and you can see You can see 2 exits as you're at the bottom of the stairs. Spectacles. Yes, yeah.
I'm going to cast Flock of Familiars, and 3 small mice are just going to kind of run out from behind me.
She tries to step on one and fails, and they scurry.
Yeah, and they're just going to start going through the halls to try and find where Pod might be.
Why would you do such a thing? Why would you do this? Why? You know it. Come on! Have you no respect for the dead? And the 3 mice scurry about. One of them finds Pod, he kind of squeezing under a locked door. Pod is being drowned in a tub of ice water. There are two
Okay, this isn't the
other-
first time.
Yeah, right. There are two cloaked, almost. Well, to say culty would be wrong. There are two cloaked. You can't see their faces. They have these masks on, big hoods, long trench coats or cloaks. Watching on. One of them has a lantern. And you watch as the dead body of Pod is brought up, and then one of the other cloaked individual casts Spare the Dying, and you see him wake up again. The skull.
Ashna's gonna go into Anarian's head, and you're just going to hear, it seems like he's down that way, and just kind of, I don't know. I'll give him directions. Taylor doesn't know. Ashna knows.
Okay.
We'll head that way, I guess.
And to the woman, I'm just gonna go, hi. Hello. We're going to stop you from, well, needlessly murdering people. So if you don't mind, we'll be on our way. And I'm just going to keep her attention as I see Anarin heading off the way he needs to go.
Okay.
Levy will go with them.
Okay. Anarian, you begin quickly making your way through. You duck into a hallway and down another hallway, and you go. You get to the locked door. The party gets to the locked door. What do you do?
When Pod wakes up, do they notice the rat?
What's your passive perception?
17.
Sure, I like that. You see a little
The rat's
spectral
there,
rat. And you're able to make some conclusions.
And coughing, sputtering again, and was almost appeared to be like at their rope where Pod was like, okay, listen, the church, and spot the rat at this point. The church that I was working for is a lot stronger than the three of you that are in this room.
Can the rat run over and bite the guy that's drowning him?
I don't think you're able to touch him because it's a ghost or it's a spirit of
it's
some
a
kind?
familiar, so I can cast a physical spell.
Okay.
So I can cast Primal Savagery through the rat's.
That's so cool.
Just absolute roided out feral looking rat.
Yeah.
With big
It just kind of
talons.
scampers over. Oh, it misses. I rolled a 2.
A 2. Okay.
What?
One of the members, one of the ones of the mask, like looks down and goes, "Oh gods, that is oh no!" And the other one goes, "What? We got another plague or something. Look at this rat." And he goes to kick it, and it passes through, and he pauses and kind of notes that information.
Whispering very softly to Narian, Levy is gonna go, okay, are we kicking down the door? Are we knocking? What do you church people do? What's the plan here?
I was gonna try picking the lock so we could surprise them.
Yeah, I just reach into one of my pockets and I pull out the lock picking set that I have.
Okay. Oh, this. Let's go.
That's perfect.
You note that he's got a bunch of different packs of bundles of different tools and things for different stuff. All right, Thylo, you quickly. Is this one of the packs that you're proficient with, or no?
No.
Okay. You're like, this one, no, no, and you start. Let's see what you got on that. Whoa.
Hold on, I gotta turn off the blur.
As he's doing that, the 2 other rats run under the door and just start causing havoc.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Good job, Silo.
The two Onart and the two masked individuals start looking around at the general chaos that's happening, within, and and Onart says, "What is happening?" Drops. In you go, Pod.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for the distraction. So as the distraction happens, Pod's gonna try and shrink as much as possible, and then maybe some kind of acrobatics to get out
Yeah,
of
make
this,
an
or
acrobatics as you try
sleight
to
of
like
hand or
as you try
something?
to body contort yourself around with the slack that you have made. Now because
Sweet.
you're changeling nature.
17 acrobatics.
17. Okay, you get the rope around yourself and you relocate your shoulder, and you're still bound, but there's a lot of wiggle room.
Good. I'm staying underwater for now.
Okay, he's not actively drowning you because he's turning around and looking at the issue. Thylo, to your amazement, maybe to my amazement, click. You have unlocked the door.
I'm still really sad, so I don't react at all. I just put it back in my pocket, and I stand up and I walk back to the back of the party.
Anarian just like not realizing that he's super sad, but just excited, like slaps him on the shoulder. Is like, "You did it. Excellent!" And then he like goes to open the door.
You open the door. You see one of the masked individuals has two rats like on him, and he's like, "Ah!" And another one is trying to like step on one of the other ones, and Onart is looking around confused as you walk through the door. He looks up and goes, "What? You?"
Me.
Explain yourself. What are you doing down here?
I've come to take your prisoner for judgment under the Church of Amiss. You cannot deny me this right. As the church is perfectly within its own right to judge those of its own body as they deem fit.
While the conversation is going,
Okay.
One of your station. Oh, sorry.
Levy's gonna move forward with purpose, like she knows what she's doing. This was discussed.
Okay.
To go and grab Pod, like
Okay.
as if like she's taking their, like he's in trouble, like bad Pod, like
one of the masked ones who was trying to step on the rat like goes to step in front of you, and Onart holds a hand up, looks down at looks back at Pod. Prove it.
You would also do well to remember who it was that restored your precious window.
My precious window is pittance in comparison to the 3 men this one slayed. And
Who you have already
up.
revived.
Prove that you are the Church of the Amiss.
And I
They
will
got better.
raise a hand, and a glorious twilight light will rise up, and the twilight sanctuary will drop down, and I will rise into the air. You have already seen proof enough.
He throws Pod at Lavina. Take him and be gone from this town.
I'm out of the water.
You have shown more wisdom than I gave you credit for this day.
And your
then I will
debtors will
turn and
hear
leave.
of this.
As will yours.
All right. Lavina, you catch a very cold, shivering Pod.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Ashna quickly hands Pod.
I was gonna say, does not
Philo.
act sympathetic until out of the room, but there was no chance for that because he is gone.
Onart pointedly
And I
studies
cast.
every one of your faces.
I did not enter the room.
Okay. Okay.
Lavina, seeing this, is going to turn around and just stare at his eyes and go, mm-mm. Like, mm-mm.
Okay, Anarian?
Everyone gets the option of having 8 temp HP.
Oh, I want that.
That's
Nah.
tasty. pod could certainly. Okay, never mind. All right. Quickly, the party makes
And then
their
I'm
way.
also going to heal him for 6 HP
Okay.
using my racial ability, being an ASMR.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. Healing hands.
There's a moment of awkward quiet as the 5 of you bundle yourselves out onto the street, and you're out onto the street.
There is one thing I want to do right before we leave the room.
Okay.
For 4 hours, I am telepathically connected to the gentleman, to the guy.
Onart?
Yeah.
Okay.
he can disconnect it at any time, but like he won't know until I start talking to him.
Okay. I like it. Excellent. Sorry guys, some of my tracks have gone missing, and so I'm scrambling on the music department. But you find yourselves back out in the festive streets.
I hug Pod.
Aw.
I hug Pod and I go, I'm so sorry. This
Oh,
is
no,
my
don't-
fault.
No, don't do it. It's not your fault. I'm the one that's wet. You're gonna get soaked. Stop it.
That's fine. I back up and I just press the digitation and we're both dry.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, Levy
Thank
was
you.
like rubbing his back, like trying to warm him, and then she's like, oh. Like, he's fine.
Oh, thank you. That was very harrowing.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that later. We need to go to the Church of Death and get a teleport to Khan.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
We have
Quick
stuff to
steps.
do. Dialo's gone.
All right, as the party is making their way there, you can see that people are beginning to gather in the stadium for the jousting and the announcements and the like.
Wait, am I gonna die soon?
I'm not taking my ass off of you.
While
Yeah,
we're
locked on.
While we're heading out to that jousting area, I'd like to to send a quick message to. I keep forgetting his name.
Onart.
Onart.
Speaker Onart.
Hello, speaker owner.
What?
His name was Task.
And then he'll cut connection.
Oh.
Chaotic neutral. All right. Hey, listen. Task isn't part of my church. I got what I needed.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
And hey, if there's a war between 2 other churches, I mean,
That takes out competition, baby.
Yeah, so the party is walking past the stadium. They can see that everyone's congregating on their way to the Church of Death. If you're quick, you can do both. If you're quick, you can get to the Church of Death, do whatever you want to do there, and potentially have time to make your way to the festival's main event if you so choose. Just giving some context. You step into the morgue, and Task is not there anymore, but there is a young what's the word I'm looking for? Albino, hairless, and he kind of looks up and goes, sorry, she looks up and goes, hello. Red eyes,
Actually,
pale white
I wasn't
skin.
there, so I don't know that information.
We're here to use the teleporter to go to Cairn.
I'm afraid that they're
too.
not in function right now. Seeing 2 clerics of a miss, she goes, the city is in a state of lockdown, if I'm to understand correctly.
Yes, but individual prior to you're new. Hello.
Hi.
So rude of us. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The individual he was here before about 30 minutes ago or whatever the amount of time was.
Oh, that was Task. Yeah, he's one of the
Yes.
traveling clerics for the Albiator.
Yes, Task said that by the time we came back around now, I believe, that he would be able to get us through. He was either gonna make some calls or I'm not entirely sure what the procedure is,
Oh.
but we were assured we'd be getting through.
Roll deception.
I just kind of bump her with guidance.
Okay.
Thank you.
I know what she's doing.
Okay, okay. Deception?
Deception.
Deception.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm good at deception. Okay, so
Oh, hell
that's
yeah.
gonna be 21.
21. Excellent. She goes, wow. Task is more powerful than I realized. I don't even know how he would accomplish this. Make yourselves at home. I'll try to find him. Don't touch any of the bodies.
Oh, do not worry, we will not.
And she quickly goes into a back room. That was cleverly done. And you guys all kind of turn, and over in one of the corners, Task has been sitting there. But I am afraid that I made no such promises.
Did you not? I thought you said you were gonna figure it out.
Don't gaslight me. Know precisely
Okay.
what I am and have not done.
All right, Task, you got me, but I hope you can understand it is incredibly important that we get there with urgency. Unfortunately, the closest spot you could get us just wasn't close enough, and it would take us far too long. I hope you can understand.
I am quite sympathetic, but I have no control over the matter. The people within the Church of Death in Cairn have shut everything down. That's not something I can just turn on.
And you have no way to communicate with them?
We do.
I have less here soon.
We do have means. We were given orders to let everyone know that there would be no transpiring of teleportation magic. Indeed, the gates themselves are closed.
Would you by chance allow an opportunity for my friends here, pointing at Pod and Anarian, and kind of slight motion to Thylo, but not as pointed as the two church people? Would you allow them the chance to speak with them so that they can explain what is going on?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I suspect that you'll only be hearing the same things that I've already told you, unfortunately, but you're welcome to try. Pod. Old friend.
Hello.
It's good to see
Oh,
you
no.
again.
Oh,
It's
so you know
it's,
Pod?
it's
Yeah.
good to see you too. Oh, yeah, just all in all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come to the back with me, and one of your party may follow. He starts limping his way into a back room.
Oh, okay. Well, you can stay here for right now. No, I haven't had a good time with Thylo yet. And grab Thylo and kind of pull.
Okay.
Levy's gonna try and just follow. Like she
Okay.
didn't quite hear the just one person part.
Sure.
She's just like, oh, we're going.
Okay. Task notes this and just kind of goes and doesn't really react. He might have rolled his eyes, but you can't see it. The three of you step into this black stone room. After having passed through a couple of other interesting rooms, mostly morgue related, a couple of closed doors, one individual poring over a book, Rebecca, the individual you spoke to earlier, kind of like waves at you guys as she runs on by, and then comes right back to Livy and goes, "Do you need any tea or anything like that? Do you need anything? Are you guys okay?"
Oh, darling, thank you so much. But I think we're good.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Okay. And she kind of skips on past, just surrounded by death. Thylo, you note that as you kind of watch her go, she dips into another room and closes the door. In that room was a stone head on a shelf.
Okay.
You pass into you eventually make your way. This church is much bigger on the inside. You make your way into this huge black room, shiny black, maybe granite, polished floor. You're underground. There's no windows. Black walls, black ceiling, black pedestal, and a crystal ball on top of it, standing in the middle of some kind of teleportation circle, and an old lady pondering the orb. She's got her hand over it and her eyes are kind of rolled back, and then she notes the lot of you, and she kind of lets go of the orb and goes, "What is it, child?" Task goes, "Speak a minute. I have with me a couple of, one friend and his associates, and they are hoping to get some further clarification about the lockdown within Cairn. My friend Pod here, being of a myth, needs to hear for his own objectives what might be going on over there, so I thought I would bring them so that Pod might make contact." Very well. Pod, was it?
Yeah, hello, I'm Pod. Hello.
Step forward.
Are you gonna drown me?
No, child.
It was fun for a while, but honestly, it's been getting a bit too old recently. A little bit tired.
Just kind of stares at you.
Pod's eyes are like a little sunken in at this point. There's just been a lot. There's been a lot going on today.
George, you have inspo. Thank you, Ame.
I do. Can't wait.
She gestures you forward. Hand on the orb. Touches your forehead, and your eyes roll back. Well, assuming you are letting this spell take effect.
Sure.
Okay. Your presence is brought to another individual holding the orb in a different room far away. It's an older man, big wispy goatee. And he goes, "Yes, speak of medicine." Sorry, we don't need more lisps. Yes, speak of medicine. I have with me an individual who would speak. Pod, you realize you were a part of this sensation.
Okay.
Now's your time to speak.
Being spoken out loud? Like, is the lady speaking out loud?
No.
And Pod speak? Okay.
And Thylo is still next to me?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've had a day. I understand I'm here in representation of the Church of the Mist, and I would really like to just chat all day with all of you about all the things that I really care about, honestly. But I brought my friend here because my best friend's a lot smarter than I am, and they know they have questions about all this as well. That if they were answered, it would help all of us in general. So could I give my time to Thylo Match?
Okay. Pod grabs Thylo's face, and
Yes.
now Thylo's in it.
Right on the face.
if he chooses to succeed on his, if he
I'm
chooses to.
very used.
Mm.
I'm very used to my eyes rolling back
Sure.
into my head.
You are suddenly brought to the face. Basically, the POV is like this of the person holding the orb and looking right at you. All of a sudden, way off in Cairn.
Hello.
Do I recognize them?
Have you had dealings with the Church of Death in Cairn?
No.
Probably don't recognize them.
Okay. They might recognize my dad.
You think that
He
about
would be
everyone.
teleporting. Did we get a name of this person?
This is Speaker. Heinzel.
Heinzel?
Heinzel.
Okay. Hi. I'm Thylo Match. And son of Thanagar Match. Maybe you've heard of him. Anyway, so we're in Fioranor right now, and we need to get back to Cairn, hoping to teleport.
You may not.
Okay, great. Love that answer, and I would very much like to have a reason why, perhaps.
There has been an uproar within the Church of Tempestas. I will not give you all the details, but it resulted in a death of the late High Monarch.
Okay, so sorry for your loss. Having a hard time realizing how that death affects me teleporting back home.
If we were interested in your comfort, child, that would matter. However, we have had to put the city on lockdown. No one in or out. However, what is it you need?
Well, you see, I lived there.
What if we help them? What if we help them?
Face.
What if we help them?
What do you mean, what if I help them? Help them do what?
Hell, they go on lockdown. They don't care about us right now. But what if we make it so that they do care about us by helping them? What do they want? They ask you what you want. What do they want?
What do you want?
No
Having heard
intelligence.
all of
Let
that.
me let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
rephrase
absolutely.
that. I'm pretty smart. I think maybe I could help you guys figure out the thing that's happening, and then we could all be comforted.
He can.
The
He really
church-
can. He's very smart.
The Church of Death, followers and sacred kin of Alvieter, are quite busy. We have been formally invited to oversee the death rite of the previous High Monarch, of the late High Monarch of the Stormfather.
Okay, well, since you're pretty busy, then maybe you could use a few extra hands.
What is it you need from your home?
Just some odds and ends, a few things, a couple books, bigger backpack, some food.
Levy.
I think I left the stove on.
Seeing how this works, she's gonna take Pod's other hand
Okay.
and place it on her face and see if she can hear. Can she hear?
Sure, yeah.
So she listens in and she goes, actually, we're all very, very good with calming high tense situations. We might be able to further calm the riots, at least temporarily, for you guys to further your goals.
We have everything well in hand, thank you, and not to be condescending, young miss, but this is on a scale of the largest city in the realm. I do not think that this is within the ken of a few well-meaning individuals, but it seems like you do in fact mean well. I will have send me a list, and I will have the said goods sent to you.
Is
A favor to the Church of a Miss.
that all right, Tyler? Is it good? If not, maybe we could try something else. I don't know.
That'll be fine. I would love to make a list. I love lists. I've been writing a list since the beginning of this conversation. So I'll just give you a list, and then you could.
Is there anything else, Speaker Melvin? No, I do believe that will be everything. Then good day to you. And you, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you ever need help, you could reach back out.
Hey,
She takes her
thank you.
hand. She takes her hand off the orb and it is cut.
Okay. Bye.
Task goes, well,
I guess we're gonna make a list. Looking at Philo, like, I guess you're gonna make a list.
Yeah, gonna make a list. Real quick, Faf. That stone head on the shelf.
mm-hmm.
Did I recognize it?
It's
For
not your
anything?
dad.
No, I don't.
Yeah, but,
that's
like,
not
is
my
there a-
question.
Sorry.
Like, you just told me that I recognized a stone head on a shelf.
Oh, you didn't reckon. I
don't
just
know.
said that you saw a stone head on the
Saw
shelf.
it, yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to be funny. You don't recognize the head, no.
Is it out of the ordinary?
You have no idea about the customs of the Church of Death. Taylor.
While they're all doing this, I would like to close my eyes, and when I open them, I have cast Detect Magic to look around the board.
Okay, you see various invisible runes all along the ceiling. Protection magic that is not currently activated. Dispelling magic that is not currently activated. This place is low-key fortified when it needs to be. You sense various magics coming from within the building, but you don't know exactly what that is because it's far away. But as far as within 30 feet of you, it's just the runes above you and the magical lighting.
Okay.
Well, this is why I didn't really work too often with the church. Nobody always liked their ways. Always all uppity and snobby and it's bigger problems than you. Well, you know what? We are your people. We're the people. Without us, we're not. There is no city. Why can't we help? I'll never understand. Higher beings, so forth. It's just ridiculous.
Well, in that case, I guess...
When we get back,
Go ahead, Dorky.
I was gonna say, Philo, is a list really... Do you just need stuff from there, or do we still need to make our way over there?
I I really only need the stuff on this list, and I just have this list. It's a long list. I've already been writing the list. I've been making this list since I left my house of things that I shouldn't have left my house without.
Ben went into this.
So I just have-
Ben went into this with, I don't have my full kit. He was like, "Oh, my stuff's back home. It's fine." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, you seem very prepared. I don't know if that's quite the right word, but
I've never had someone start a campaign without all their gear. Like they figured out all their gear and was like, "I don't have most of it." I was like, "What, huh?"
I mean, inadvertently, like we both did that because I don't have armor, I don't have like actual weapons because I went to a festival for a good time. Like
I'm never doing a festival again.
Don't write a peaceful backstory if you don't want a peaceful beginning.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess it really wasn't a peaceful beginning either, but still.
And mine was fine until the end.
So when we get back out to the thing, I would just want to hand the list to Task.
Task takes
And,
it, hands it to Rebecca. Rebecca takes it, folds it, tucks it away.
Hey, Task.
Yes.
What's up with that big stone head? And I pull out my notebook, and the quill appears, and I just start sketching that. I saw a thing
You
that
shouldn't have
looked
seen
interesting.
that.
You know what? I've heard that already today.
Yes. How'd that go?
Well, I'm here wanting to go home.
Those are closely kept secrets that you are not privy to. No one is. He says to Pod. Knowing full and well what he and Pod have gotten together.
I just I write every single word he just says, and I read it back, and I go, well, that's not a nice thing to do with knowledge.
Not all knowledge should be public information.
so you don't have to tell me, but I am curious. If no one is privy to that, do you even know, or do you just know no one's supposed to know?
Rebecca goes, our task is privy to the knowledge, and he is one of the few who is versed in various ceremonial rites of. And the task goes, "That's enough, Rebecca."
Levy is gonna gently nudge Task on the arm and be like, "See, I knew you were important. I knew you could make things happen."
I aim to please.
So how does this work? Are you guys gonna come find us when his stuff arrives, or do we need to meet back here at a certain time?
I will send for you.
So what would
How will
happen
you
if I
find
did
us?
learn about the head?
He's joking. Milo's,
Task
he's
gets
such a...
quiet and
he's
Rebecca
not
looks a
joking. I
little
know what you're talking
nervous.
about.
Pod,
Okay, wonderful. We will come back when you have messaged for us, and I am
Excellent.
just pushing everybody.
Bye.
bye, Rebecca.
Let us
bye,
know if anyone
Task.
dies.
You should make a library.
We have one. You're not allowed
Should
in.
I should I let you know if I know someone's gonna die? Okay, bye.
Yeah, he's the jokes. They're so funny. We've been teaching him comedy lately.
Wow.
Wait, there you have it. What are you talking about?
Pod.
Yes, and Pod.
Back
yes.
out into the
And-
festival streets with you. And Arian,
Yes, and
anything
create
you
more
wanted to
problems?
cover?
Is that what that was?
Yeah, apparently.
Yay, more problems!
So, we have a lot to discuss. All of us.
How long is it going to be until my stuff gets there?
Oh no.
We discuss it after a nap.
This has been a very eventful day.
I think that's fair, Pod. It sounds like you went through a rough time. Do you have
A
someone
dessert.
else saying?
A rough time.
I'm sure Pod had their reasons. Right, Pod? You had a reason? A good reason?
For being captured?
For the reason you were captured. There was a right?
Oh, right.
Yeah, looks over at Anarian.
You told them?
I didn't. Lavina and Ashna. Ashna knows because she saw. Lavina, I didn't say anything about it to Lavina.
Oh, I didn't know that. Surprise!
I don't know all the details, but I do know there was some.
Well, it gets real awkward.
The only reason that you are forgiven is because we are fine.
Well, was it? Okay, so there was the one that was gonna not be alive anymore, but the others I definitely was gonna bring back. I just wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
What am I in trouble for exactly? I do this as a job. This is kind of my thing. Tyler, this is not your fault. This is not the first time this kind of things happen. I have 2 jobs.
Philo did not hear the beginning of that conversation. He only heard Pod go, Philo, I have 2 jobs. And then Philo like snaps back and goes, wow, Pod, that's really great for you.
No.
And then I look off into like the nearest like woods, like a secluded like hidden area kind of.
You're in the city.
I'm just gonna follow his gaze
Yeah,
over
but
there.
just like I want to look out. I'm trying to find.
You can
like,
look out into the
wooded,
ocean.
I want to find some woods to camp in.
Oh, okay.
We
You would have to
can
leave the
walk
city.
and talk. We
Yeah.
can walk and
Yeah.
talk. So as Tyler
Yeah.
moves, we can kind of walk.
Okay.
Okay, well then I would just be walking towards the edge of the city to find some woods.
Okay, you make your way to the coast. You kind of go down to the docks and kind of move along the beaches. You are now kind of far-ish away from the city, and you've gone a little northwards. Before you is the ocean. You're standing on the beach. Behind you is the massive mountain range of Farron's Pass. You're looking out over the sacred garden reefs out in the waters, and you can see a couple of caves that dot the mountain range behind you. You can see a few people here and there walking about, enjoying the beach, but entering the water to go into the reefs would be where the trespassing would begin.
Wait, how far is the trespassing if you go in the water?
Eventually you get to the sacred reefs, the garden reefs, where that the Church of Rest considers sacred, where Thylo saw some ceremonial.
And that's like way
stuff.
out there, right? Like you'd have to swim.
Yeah, you'd have to
get
swim.
to that point.
You have to swim for a while.
Okay.
I just kind of plop down cross-legged, pull out my book in one hand. I pull out a small crystal bead and I put it like a foot in front of me.
Okay.
And then my eyes just glaze over and I start mumbling for the next 11 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2 things. One, what happened with the main event thing at the festival?
You don't know, you're not there.
Okay, so we're not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. 2, on the way of this, I'm assuming people want to understand what Pod went through, or why Pod is doing what he's doing.
Sure.
Because I feel like we started that conversation and then we stopped for a moment, but I feel like we should go back to that conversation.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you know, Ben, when the 11 minutes are up.
Fair.
And as we're walking to the beach and stuff, we're not distracted by any of the festival things or.
Oh yeah,
hear
I
what's
can give you a
going
whole
on
bunch
at the
of
main events or.
I just didn't want to interrupt. A lot of the talk. Are you guys gonna go and like watch, or are you guys gonna like just be in the crowd?
No,
and
I was
kind
just
of get
thinking
the gist of-
we're Silo is looking for a place. We're following him, but we're walking and talking
Sure.
through a crowded festival.
Okay.
And I'm asking him the fuck.
Okay.
I believe it was what the fuck?
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Memory was gone in the amount of time.
That's fair.
So you have 2 jobs, one of which.
Well, one of them was working at the academy. It kind of points at Tyler's back of the head. That's where I met him, and we became best friends right then. And I was there, and he and a couple others taught me how to use some magic in order to summon various things so that I could cook faster. I'm pretty sure the academy also helped just in general. I'm pretty sure the academy's alive. Maybe it's a magical academy for wizards. Why would it not be?
Sure.
Right, but then the church found out about that and how I could do that, and so they hired me to be kind of work with some of the less scrupulous people.
So, because you could make food,
Yes.
they hired you to kill people.
Oh no, I had I could. Okay, so it like summons up like a kitchen knife again. And just like, see, there it is, all educated. Look, it's magic, and he just like throws it into a wall, and then it disappears.
Okay.
See, no evidence.
I see.
Yes, but Pod, where does the killing of the people come in to this?
Oh, so
That's why there's no evidence.
did you notice that I was being murdered 4 times in a pool underneath one of the churches?
I didn't see anything, but I got the idea of what was
Right,
going
so
on.
that happens pretty often in a lot of the churches. They all have their own kind of like they kind of deal with people in their own way, but that's kind of how they help maintain their area and their control. They have they're not exactly like the armies that the nobles have, but they sort of keep the peace amongst the churches.
The peace.
So, I mean, it has been for this. You've been living in peace your entire life. So if you want to complain about it, you can. But this is life. This is how it is.
Yeah, but peace shouldn't come at the cost of drowning people
Oh.
multiple times.
Well, it does. Just very matter of fact.
Okay, but again, how did you get hired for killing? How do you go from being a cook?
You got hired from people in the school?
Well, from the church, they already knew me because I was part of the family that worshipped there. I wasn't very good at it for a while, and so I went to go to the academy, and they found out I had a knack for slicing meat, as it were. So
Wet work.
Well,
So you kill on the behalf of.
well, I don't always kill. It's not always my job. Sometimes it's just delivering things, setting up secret passes and delivering messages and stuff. But very very occasionally, yes.
The rest of y'all are getting a bit of insight into the Church of Amiss. And Anarian already knows a good bit of this, or is already as familiar as Pod is. While Anarian doesn't do similar jobs as Pod, the Church of Amiss very much saw 2 members of their church as useful and set them to work, essentially, to work within the church. Amiss be doing shady stuff. Amiss gets up to some shady stuff. The churches all have a variety of where they stand on the moral spectrum.
yeah, no, I get it.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what Pod was raised with.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's like, yeah, shit's fucked. Like it's just how it is.
Ashton just kind of looks over at an Anarian, and I'm just like, and have you been drowned multiple times? And
Have you done the drowning?
No. Pod's line of work and mine are very different.
Okay.
I don't have his particular set of skills.
You can't cook.
Yeah, he tries to keep people
No.
alive. It's kind of sad.
So
I
what?
specialize in preventing injury and
Like I said,
And
so
death.
stupid. Ugh.
Ah, very much two sides of the same coin, the two of you. Huh.
2 peas in a pod, I guess, or something like that.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that.
Funny.
That's great though.
He chuckles every time he puts peas in a meal.
I haven't had much interaction with the churches. It's just never been my thing, but I guess.
Yes.
To
I mean,
each
even
their
now-
own.
If you look closely, you see a slight shimmer over your skin. And that's a blessing of a miss. And that's the temp HP in the form of a small
I'm just
barrier.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay.
Anarian,
So,
go.
good things and bad things.
Uh,
And has this one a gesture to the back of Thylo's head, who we are still following towards our destination?
yeah, you guys are making your way out of the city and now in kind of the beach area.
You know him. Does he
Oh.
do the same?
Oh, he's an
Does
arcane
he do the
caster.
drowning?
I don't really know. I know he learned a bunch of stuff. That's about it. He comes down and I feed him because I
Okay.
was working the kitchen staff, but we talk a lot and he's very peculiar, but it's fine.
But
I
you
like-
see, you
I
see
like smart
him.
people.
You see him only in
The wizard
not
college.
in the church, but
Yeah,
only
yeah,
in the
at
school.
the academy. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Did I do something wrong today?
What a question.
Oh.
Hmm. I
Huh.
think everyone does something wrong a little bit every day.
That's
What we may think is wrong
Well-
apparently is very different in your guys' line of work. So
y'all got very. I think this one's angry at me, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like.
No, brutally murdering a young, I guess, teen.
Kind of looks for help with Anarian. Yeah, but they were going to tell Philo.
And I understand that, and you're forgiven because they are fine now, but when it's a child, they're not aware of exactly what it is that they're doing or what they would be murdered for.
I don't get it.
You grew up in that life,
Uh huh.
so there's a lot of childhood trauma.
Well, I don't always know why I'm killing. It's just kind of
Right.
Just assume that it's for the greater good and all that.
I have a very hard time
By the way,
believing-
Anarian, you know that's a lie. You know that's a lie.
Oh, okay.
I have a very hard
Roll with
time
it.
believing that killing a young adult is ever the correct form of action.
We could do an insight check versus a deception if the moment calls for it.
I'm in mother lecture mode. I'm not really listening to anything.
Yeah, I caught on.
Lavina, you're like, she's on a roll.
yeah, Livy's
I'm
gonna lean against the Norian because he's like really tall, so she could just easily lean against him and go, "This might take a while."
Philo has sat down
Yeah.
and begun, and by now finished, a spell of some kind.
Cool.
Liamon's tiny hut appears.
A bubble is
Yay.
cast around the party.
Oh,
Yep. And then
fucking
I
miss.
stand up. And I think it's furnished, isn't it?
Nope. So
No,
Lehman's tiny
okay.
hut is a force field that, while you, Thylo, cannot step out of without it disappearing, the rest of the party, if they're originally on the inside, which they are, can exit and re-enter. Nothing else may enter this bubble. God themselves could hammer fist it, and it won't break.
Challenge accepted.
All right.
Okay. In that case, I
Hey God.
kind of like point out the door, and I use mold earth to just grab a pile of like a 5 cubic foot thing of beach sand,
Okay.
and then mold it into a cot.
Okay.
And then I sit on it, still cross-legged, and I look at the party and I go, we have a lot to do, and I have a plan.
Ooh.
I'm listening.
I think that's where we'll pick up next
Does it involve
episode.
sleep? Because I'm exhausted.